So I have been here for 4 years now, and I was telling the seniors, every senior class that's graduated, I've become more and more fond of, obviously because you spend more time with the people in front of you, but this class is especially special to me because they were the class that started when I started at West High. And so I've always had a really special fondness, a really great connection for this class. And I have had friends in the world of choir directing. There we go. In in the world of choir directing, change does not come easily. And so when Mr. Pearson left and I was taking this position, I treated it with a little bit of wondering what to expect, but there's no senior class I would rather have in this time of transition to make our entire season and our entire year in the choral department really go as smoothly as it can. It's really because of the leadership of the senior class here, so you should give yourselves and your classmates a round of applause. GTC finished very well this year. You can see on the trophies that we have in the choir room if you'd like. We have an assortment of plastic to show you different placements. But the moment I was the most proud of GTC in terms of placement was at Great River. At Great River, I have been around show choir for a long time and have attended plenty of show choir competitions. I've brought groups myself, I've brought prep groups, I've brought varsity groups, I've judged, I've attended just to see what's out there. And I have never, ever been to a show choir competition that was as competitive as the competition that we saw at Great River. And to be honest, when I saw the groups that were competing at Great River, knowing it was going to be my first year and the last competition with this group, knowing the possibility that we may not make finals at Great River because of the caliber of group that was there. One of the proudest moments for me was toppling a few groups that we had to beat that wouldn't normally seem achievable. The kids just really buckled down and got into finals and had the most fantastic competitive performance I think I've ever seen. So, beautiful job. That was definitely a highlight of my year. So give yourselves a round of applause for that too. We are going to get started with this right away, and because there are so many seniors, I'm going to actually ask that all seniors stand up and stand on the wings so that when you're presented, you can walk up on the stage, grab your rose, give us a hug, and keep moving. I counted there are 40-some seniors, and if you take 2 minutes times each of those seniors, that's going to be 80 minutes, and I don't think, yeah. So seniors, if you wouldn't mind standing up and going to the wings, just standing and waiting for your name to be called, we'll proceed. Okay, so for those of you that are new to this senior presentation, the way it's going to work is we're going to have some pictures of these seniors when they were wee lads and lasses, and then present them with a rose and a senior booklet that shares their favorite memories, shares a lot of really great photography that has been compiled throughout the year. So, this is number 1. So this says, our brown-eyed, curly-haired girl made us proud for so many reasons. She is kind, respectful, intelligent, athletic, musical, and artistic. But it is her wit, radiant smile, and infectious laughter that warms our hearts every day. We know she will excel in whatever path she chooses, and we will support her every step of the way. Riley, I bet you didn't know this was happening today. We love you. Riley Vilhauer. From the time she was a baby, this little girl has been warming our hearts with her ever-pleasant disposition, entertaining us with her talents and grace, and amazing us with her dedication and discipline. We are so proud and excited for her bright future. We love you, Mom, Dad, and Sydney. Avery Cout. This lovely girl and show choir are a perfect fit. She has entertained her family since the age of 2. She started as a solo act singing and dancing and incorporated her sister and brother when they arrived. A self-taught pianist and guitarist, she has always enjoyed playing and creating music. We are very proud of her performance on stage, first in show choir band and then as a singer and dancer. Morgan Hoft. This industrious young lad has always shown a flair for creativity, whether it be helping his father in the shop, constructing Christmas ornaments with 5 different kinds of duct tape, or making a Spider-Man mask out of his mother's favorite hat. We can't wait to see what's next. Thomas Gumper. Whether it was trying on fancy shoes, dancing on the kitchen floor, or posing for the camera, these things were only a warm-up for this little girl and her performances for the years to come. She has always had a passion for entertaining others by playing piano, acting, dancing, or singing. We are so proud of her. She was truly born to fill these shoes. Alexandra Dobra. The moment he arrived, we fell in love with his bright eyes, sparkly smile, and big perm hair. His independence and love for music shined through early as he used to rock himself to sleep. He has grown into a kind-hearted, genuine, and goofy individual who has an incredible passion for performing, which is evident in his intense facial expression and overactive sweat glands. So proud of you, Jacob Hyde. This little guy learned how to read shortly before he turned 3 years old. He has loved to read ever since. At night, when it was time to go to bed, he used to smuggle books into his bedroom by stuffing them inside his pajamas. At age 4, he started taking piano lessons. His early reading skills predisposed him to learn how to sight read music. J.D. McClure. Let's see. When this young lad was not experiencing the world of sound, he was exploring the world of books. His favorite, This Is Rhythm by Ella Jenkins. Ricky Rodriguez. This cutie has been performing one way or another since she could walk. She started hamming it up to the camera as a baby with her infectious smile, moved up to dancing and singing to VeggieTales and Disney, and then started putting on plays with her dolls and puppet shows with her auntie. She has a beautiful smile and always brightens our day. Becca Stibe. Okay. I always knew when she was young, singing and dancing along with Disney movies, that music was going to be a part of her life. She's been willing to try new things from sports to theater, but has always gone back to singing and dancing. Music has always been her passion and suits her extremely bubbly personality. Angie Cowes. From an early age, this young man loved many things, from Thomas the Tank Engine to Pokemon to Transformers, back to Pokemon, and many others. It wasn't until freshman year that he discovered his love of singing after joining bass choir. With the added encouragement from Mr. Haas, he discovered show choir and has loved that as well ever since. Caleb Turnbull. Before she could speak in full sentences, this little girl was singing melodies and dancing to whatever music was playing. Her penchant for performing for an audience, large or small, was clear when at the age of 5, she danced a tap and jazz solo for a crowded auditorium after her 2 classmates in the small Denver dance studio she attended dropped out of the recital. She wowed audiences with her smile, bravery, and talent, and continues to do so on and off the stage. Shelby Zukin. As a youngster, this happy-go-lucky singer found many opportunities to hone her musical skills, including her singing along with Barney, belting out the entire CD of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat on car trips, and playing the role of Michael in the family Mary Poppins Parade. We've really enjoyed watching her put those skills into good use in her Showtime and GTC performances. Rachel Weeks. He thinks he's a tough guy, but he's really just an angel. Ryan Smith. Obviously, this little girl showed an early affinity for the show choir playing and was even singing before she could speak. But when she danced, the family joke was that perhaps she had been poorly named. Turns out it just took a little more time, and now when we see her on the stage, it is clear that she really did have the right name all along. Grace Huber. Sorry, I haven't read through these yet. From the age of 4 to 7, during her brother's Showtime and GTC performances, this girl would jump out of her seat to dance and sing along. By the Spring Swing Show, she thought she was ready to audition. She plays piano, she's played percussion, but she is always, always singing. It came as no surprise to her parents when one of her directors said that no one loves show choir more than she does. Annika Thorne. We were shocked when this guy came to us before second try his 8th grade year and said, "I want to try show choir." Little did we know that the source of the encouragement came from girls. This happens more than you may think. Thank you to those girls because it's been the greatest love of high school. After high school, he's trading in his firefighter uniform for a military uniform as he heads off to the United States Military Academy at West Point. Alex Gudenkoff. This little girl started playing piano when she was 5. She loved to play and have sing-alongs to The Sound of Music, Disney, and Wicked music. It was no surprise when she joined show choir to play the keyboard. We love her steady tempo, appreciation for music, and delightful smile. Wherever life takes her, we will always love and cherish our delightful daughter. Hope Anderson. As the youngest in a family of 4 kids, I don't think this is any secret. As the youngest in a family of 4 kids, this youngster logged plenty of hours going to events that were not always geared to her. On a trip to New York City, she was the youngest in the audience to see Beauty and the Beast on Broadway with a nervous mother by her side. She loved the show and began an appreciation and enjoyment of musicals. Amy Evans. This performer began her love of being on stage at the age of 3. Whether it's dance, music, or theater, she has been able to share her love for the arts with others throughout her years of performances. Most importantly, she has been able to use her stage to show others that they are shining stars too. Ashlyn Dale. It was obvious from an early age that this young man was destined to play the saxophone. At 20 months, he was already exhibiting a fine jazz style, a flair for improvisation, and an affinity for woodwinds. Even his name rhymes with sax. Max Fennell Chemetsky. This lovely young lady has been performing since the age of 2. I still remember her saying, "I want to do that again," after her first recital. She loves to sing and dance and be part of the team. Most of all, she loves to have fun. Whenever she listens to past performance songs on repeat, I know that she will always have great memories whenever those songs are played. Mackenzie Marsh. From a very early age, this young man has used his mouth a lot. At first, his mouth was the vehicle that transported a pacifier everywhere. This is making me feel better about Cadence. Then it became cool to stick out his tongue, as if to try to tell the world who was boss. Pretty soon, he started to talk, and hasn't shut up since, and to sing, first in Sunday school, then elementary and junior high choirs. Show choir started in 7th grade, and when the time came to audition for Showtime, he was heard to say, "I don't want to do this. I can't dance." At which point, the parents reminded him that no junior high boys can dance, and that it would turn out fine. It did, and that singing and dancing has led to a wonderful 4 years in show choirs as well as Theater West. He will soon grace the choir rooms and the stage at Luther College. Go Norse. As the music and theatrical adventures continue for Noah Teagues. From the time this little guy could walk, he walked on his tippy toes. He did this for about 3 years. I think he was practicing his dance moves for show choir. Adam West. He has always been good. He has always been good at memorizing songs. He liked to learn songs, put little actions with them, and sing them at family reunions. He always recruited his not as willing brother to go up with him to perform. His brother would remain silent while Riley sang away. Riley Larson. This young lady is determined, self-assured, clever, supportive, insightful, humorous, optimistic, and courageous. She has had puppies, 5 turtles, fish, a hedgehog, and now a tortoise. Collecting purses and shoes are her fetish and are kept in the original boxes looking new, even though they get worn. She has a voice. No one knew. I did. Ivory and Ebony have shown her talent since the age of 4. Meredith Music. This little girl has been singing and dancing since the age of 1. No other child has constructed more spontaneous choreography to Disney music, even in the middle of restaurants. She loved to draw and paint as well, sometimes on appropriate surfaces. We will always remember the artwork she has created in our hearts. Amanda Dies. A little jig, a funny line, a mischievous smile. True to the meaning of her name, this senior delights in play, laughter, and fun. As a little one, she loved playing pretend with her siblings, Polly Pocket, and stuffed animals. Along with her childhood best friend, she orchestrated regular installments of a wildly costumed, wackily titled, hilarious variety show to entertain us, complete with wigs, disguises, and disco pants. Whether in show choir, band, West High Weekly, or the joyful, honest characters that she portrays on stage, her playful spirit, wit, musicianship, and observant nature inform every performance. Leela Basook. For most of his life, this young man has been entertaining his family and friends with his adorable dimples, winning smile, and quick wit. However, it is surprising that he ended up loving to perform after barely opening his mouth to sing in church choir from kindergarten until 7th grade. Now he wants to spend his career encouraging others to share their musical talents. Matthew Harper. This girl is proud of her show choir accomplishments. She says, show choir has taught me how to work as part of a team and to help one another when they're feeling down or had a bad day. Most importantly, it taught me how to dance and sing as badass as Beyonce. Well, at least as almost as BA as her. Salma Neuroldime. Sorry. You get caught in these. I don't know. So sorry. This little girl was a new mom's dream. She slept through the night at 4 weeks, ate everything that you put in front of her, and giggled all the time. Claudia Tate. This girl has always been musical. She is constantly singing around the house. We are proud of her performance singing and dancing with the show choir. We were so happy to see her sing and dance instead of playing in the band this last year. She surprised us because she had never danced before. She did a fantastic job. Leanne Heisterkamp. Her performance debut was at the neighborhood church in their Christmas pageant as the Star of Bethlehem. There she learned the importance of when you become a falling star, you get right back up and never stand on a folding chair. Wise words. Every day, she inspires us with her kind and fearless heart. She is forever our North Star, generous with her light, bringing clarity, meaning, and love into our lives, not to mention fashion flair. Emma Christensen. This young man has always been a lover of many types of music. When he was a kindergartner, his mother would take him to school before she would go to work. Being behind in a rush so that she wouldn't be late for work, she turned to her young son, who was standing in front of the piano playing one note at a time, his eyes closed as if in rapture. She told him several times it was time to go, which she got no reply. Finally, he said, with eyes closed and still playing his tune, "Shh, Mom, I'm composing." Oh, I can see it. Okay. Yeah. And carefully took his time finishing the tune. He will be attending the University of Northern Iowa this fall and majoring in political sciences and public administration. He will compose in his spare time. Joe Feldman. This little girl was born a performer and could sing before she could talk. She was a girly girl from the beginning and loved dressing up. She sang all the words very loudly while she danced on stage at her first dance recital at 3 years of age. In her preschool recitals, she boldly sang, gray squirrel, swish your bushy tail." She was the only one who sang and danced. So, singing, dancing, and costumes, she was a natural for show choir from an early age. Piper Wenzel. Ever since the ripe old age of 3, this little boy was chasing girls from preschool to the playground. Citing group hugs as his ace up the sleeve. His secret today, though? Serenading the masses with his nasty sax and newfound falsetto. Avery Smith. At age six, our sweet Florida girl had her first piano recital, which she continued with until we moved her to Iowa. As the youngest of 4, she has still brought so much love and joy to our family. Moving to Iowa in 7th grade as the only child remaining at home was not easy, but we are proud of the adjustments she has made and the amount of personal growth she has shown in her journey. Bailey Spira. We are proud of you for helping with Show Choir Crew the last couple of years. We are proud of all you have accomplished in school over the years. We know you will do a great job at Iowa next year. Autumn Svoboda. This young man has never lacked enthusiasm for his interests. As a child, he liked to embody his favorite dinosaur and would often be seen in the living room with a sword in his hand to reenact the Blue Power Rangers sword exchanges. His interests have indeed shifted. More recently, you will find this young man listening to Radiohead's Kid album or jamming with his friends and family. Daniel Smirgala. She was just 6 years old when she saw her first Broadway musical at Hancher, Mamma Mia. She might have been the youngest in the audience that night, but acted the perfect little lady. Ever the girly girl, she always loved the sparkly dresses and fancy shoes, and don't forget the tiara. Show choir has been the perfect fit for Sammy Plummer. This little boy never had trouble making friends, especially with his creative side and positive energy. Hey. Proud of you. So you probably know what's coming next. This little boy has always liked the color blue, blue Power Rangers, and blue tugboats. Mr. Knutson.
It's our turn now. So we want to thank Mr. Haas for all the work he's put in this season, all of the sweat, probably the tears, and most likely blood as well. But we also need to thank his family for all the hours that he spends away from them to give to us. So if we could have Sarah and Cadence come up here. We have some flowers and a little gift for Cadence. And so thank you for sharing your dad with us and letting him be ours.
And we also have like a little gift for Mr. Haas, obviously, because he deserves some thanks too, being the one that, showed up to all the rehearsals and kept us motivated. Like, no matter how many times we ran through the show, and I was like, ugh, okay. Anyways, so we have a card for you. And we have funded, again, a scholarship in your name called the Friends of International Touring at Luther College this year, so that's awesome. And we also have a student-made card for you that we did at the party you said we shouldn't have. Here you go.
Also, if we can have Ken and Leslie come up, we have some gifts for them for putting in all of their work with the band, week in and week out. And then, of course, Ken for not only just the band, but also, giving us such an awesome sound tonight, sitting in there at the booth. So thank you guys so much. We've got some little cards for you if you are here.
Yeah, Funk Daddies.
We present them in spirit. All right, thanks for a great season.
Hey everybody, how you doing? So we really want to thank Mr. Knutson for his hard work this season and the countless hours spent away from his family to lead Showtime into a great season. We've really loved having you here and look forward to many more great seasons with you. We have some flowers for Shannon to show her our appreciation too. Could you please come up if you're here? Oh, she's grading papers. Okay. So these are for her.
Okay.
Because we really want to thank her for like letting you come with us and be our dad. And here are some small tokens of appreciation and thanks to, to all, to all of the show choir parents and to you and your family. But this is for you. In addition, we have established a general music scholarship in your name at Luther College. And we also want to give a huge thank you to all of our parent volunteers who make this show happen. Our show choir season just couldn't happen without them. And a very special thank you to Megan Colleen. Could you come up if you're in here? They are our parent volunteer coordinators, and they keep everything in place and make sure that everything is just amazing and the show can happen. And we just like don't go up there looking stupid. So again, I just want to thank you all for for a great season, and yeah, so thanks so much.
All right, I just want to take one more opportunity to the things that happen on stage do not happen without hours and hours and hours of parental volunteer. I always brag to all of my friends that we have the best parents, that all the logistic things just happen. They just happen. And so year after year after year, thank you for supporting your students in the fine arts, and thank you for coming out in droves to help us with what we need so we can focus on the artistic vision. It is incredible. Have a wonderful evening. Good night.